Hello everyone, my name is Trittany Miller and I'm the reader here at the Crown and Castle Collective, where we're all kings and queens of our own kingdom that we call life. This is a monthly horoscope style reading for all water signs, energies, Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. This could be your sun, your moon, or your rising, or anything like that, any placement that you have in your chart. This is just meant to represent all of those energies as a collective. So we're going to look at the monthly overview, the greatest accomplishments, the biggest challenges, the lessons, the spiritual lessons, where you're at in your headspace, heart space, careers and finances and whatnot. So just kind of a monthly horoscope overview to see what you can expect for April of 2020. I do want to thank everyone who has liked my videos and commented or subscribed in the past couple of weeks and months and growing my channel. My goal actually is to reach the 1,000 so I can become a community page where I can release polls so you can actually vote on what videos you want to see from me as a reader. So I'm really excited for that. And also I've been wanting to do live sessions as well to give people the chance to receive readings from me. So, without further ado, we are going to get started with the overall monthly energy for all water signs in April of 2020. The first card that we have, it's a really powerful card. So we have number 17, Inner Knowing. Sorry, I didn't figure out the glare before I started this video. It's usually like a thing. Okay, so we do see Lord Ganesh, and he is here in meditation and very deep and with this inner knowing. So it's crown chakra energy and it's very, very powerful. This is actually like the cover for this deck. I feel like water signs are taking a very slow pause, a very peaceful pause. I feel like they're really checking in with themselves and actually pouring more into themselves. I feel like you really are acknowledging your worth, and a lot of people are recognizing that about you and your potential and your abilities. I feel like you're really getting recognized throughout the month of April, and I feel like you're really addressing it and you're honoring it and you're doing it in a very humbling way. Your greatest accomplishment for the month of April, we have power. Okay, so that's totally the vibe I got from this inner knowing. Is a very quiet build up. I feel like you guys may be making moves. Maybe you have been making moves. You've really been investing in yourself over the past few months. And I feel like you've really been patient. This is your greatest accomplishment for April. Patience. So either your patience could be paying off or you could really be restraining yourself and restraining your own power. For some reason, you may be withholding yourself in your responses and your mannerisms, or maybe just even being a little bit more reserved, but being very mystifying with it almost too. I feel like in relationships, you could be a little bit more quiet during the month of April, but they do see that there's a storm brewing. They see that there's something actually going on below the surface. And so that's a very interesting thing that you are showing off, that people see you on your surface. I mean, you may be very calm and contemplative, and people always want to know, like, what is she planning? What are they planning on doing? People just see you very powerful inside of the workplace and outside. And people see that with your greatest accomplishment being patience, people see you as just very, very wise. Very wise. And I feel like there's a lot of old soul energy going on right now, and we will get into that later as well. So, with your greatest blockage for water sign energies in the month of April 2020, we have number 18, Honor Gaia. Kind of hard to see right now. Oh my gosh, that glare is horrible. So I feel like with this Honor Gaia card, I feel like with your greatest accomplishment, you have all this power, and that you're kind of like, you're in this patient energy with it. I feel like you may not be getting recognized, which could be the lower vibrational energies of that kind of situation. I feel like You could feel like you're not being honored or respected or acknowledged for your work and your potential and your abilities. But you could be, trying to stay very patient and understanding towards receiving your moment of spotlight or moment of recognition. And perhaps that recognition may not always come in the form of a sentence or in the way that you're expecting it either. So Spirit's just trying to say, with that challenge of don't expect people to understand how you're feeling by what you say if you're being kind of vague about it as well. And yeah, like I said, that recognition, just for some of you, I feel like if you're wanting an apology or like that recognition, it may not come out verbally the way that you would expect it to, or what you're anticipating it to, or what you would think it would sound like. Yeah. Also with this honor Gaia, like this statue and the tree, like the carving, is like crying. I mean, you really can't tell because of the detail, and the camera that I have is not that good. There's water pouring from her mouth, but also from her eyes, and that kind of made me think about, with honoring Gaia being a blockage, you could feel a lot of the heavy energies that are being, released on Earth right now. You could feel, very emotional, and you could feel the emotions from others. I do feel like the water signs in this collective for the month of April may be very empathetic. So try to protect yourself with that. I feel like globally you're starting to pick up on it just because it could be really significant for you. And I do see that your spirit guides are trying to help protect you during those kinds of experiences. So the advice from Spirit 2 for the month of April 2020, we have malachite, which is a stone, and it's for prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So there's a positive shift. I feel like during this stillness, during this power, I feel like you were able to really tap into maybe some really deep consciousness, because I feel like with this inner knowing, maybe you guys have been meditating more, or you've been practicing your spirituality more. It's really starting to show up in your abilities. Perhaps you could be unlocking like psychic abilities or psychic experiences, telepathic connections or experiences and stuff like that in relationships. Yeah, but when I do also see this, that positive flow, it got clarified by the Three of Arrows, which you can typically find as a relationship card. But it's also here with number 11, the Woodward. And in this card, this is actually like, this is actually the Emperor card. But the meaning behind this card is different than our traditional Emperor. This number 11, Woodward. So this is a, it's kind of more of a Nine of Wands energy in my opinion. It's kind of like the Wounded Warrior of the deck, but it's an actual major arcana card. So this is someone who's put themselves through a lot, like for the betterment of others and for the betterment of themselves as well. And it's almost like they put themselves through really, really hard, challenging, heartbreaking, soul-bending experiences. And I feel like they just do it for the betterment of others, and that could be you right now too. You could be working a lot more often, and you could be working in healthcare areas, and really putting yourself at risk as well. Like every day you go to work could be at risk, but you're doing it for the sake of others and out of the kindness of your heart. It's kind of like so just like an absolute selflessness, and I think that comes with that inner knowing. I did also get a very sombering effect. I do feel like since you guys are being very empathetic, you are picking up on a lot of the losses that are going on globally. And I get that with the Three of Arrows and the Woodward. I do feel like this is people passing, maybe people who were in very close to you. If you lost someone, I'm so sorry. I feel like this energy is really coming in through them. But if you're losing people who are close to you, or you're feeling the global impact of people passing, you may feel like after you go through those really heavy energies, you may start to feel extremely light or lightened. I feel like these people are leaving into higher realms and ultimately reaching out to you from a higher perspective now. So you're really actually getting an extra channel. So allow yourself to become open to that and should not stay into too low of a vibration. Okay, so moving on into your headspace, water signs. The first card that we have is the Eight of Pentacles. You could be working, if you are losing hours even, you could just still really be focusing on what work you do have or how you would continue to work if therefore you were to work from home or need a new job or be laid off. I think that work and finances are in the forefront of all energies right now. It came up in every reading. So yes, and especially quarantine and stuff like that. So we will see how that plays out throughout your reading, but I do think that you are staying busy and you are investing in yourself, which is also good. That comes with the Chariot card, which represents Cancer yourself. Cancer in the Chariot is out here twice, by the way, is what I was trying to say. So with this, the Eight of Pentacles, the worker bee, the busy bee, and the Chariot, I feel like you're trying to stay busy even though you may not be able to leave your own home or go out. You're trying to, stay busy and keep things to do at home and really, really try to, let's see here. I feel like you're just trying to be a little bit innovative too. I feel like you could be trying to plan for things in the future, but you're a little bit of unsure whether or not these things will happen. I feel like a lot of uncertainty is in all signs headspace right now, for fire, water, earth, and air, because there's so much uncertainty, which is very unfortunate. But we have the Ace of Wands in reverse along with the World card. So again, a little bit more of a quarantine energy. The World card is totally removed from the world. So you could actually be isolating yourself to work on a project, and it could be a creative project. It could be a creative project as well, with this being Cancer, and also with the Ace of Wands. We would read it upright. I feel like you guys could be a little bit tired though, because if we do have a busy bee out here with the Chariot, this is someone who doesn't stop working, or this could be also someone who works late hours, and perhaps you are feeling a little bit drained because of what all is going on in the world or around you. So it can be very difficult to kind of remove yourself from those energy. And like I said, try not to stay in too low of a vibration for too long right now, because it will harm you, especially water sign energies coming from a Scorpio. Okay, let's be real. Okay, moving on into the relationship sector for you guys. So for water signs, whether you're with someone, you're not with someone, you have your eye on someone, I'll try to pick up as many collective messages as I can. With relationships, I know people always try to pinpoint them, so take what resonates, and leave the rest. So the first card that we do have is the King of Pentacles, which is Earth sign energy, but I do get big boss energy with this as far as it being Earth and fire. So it could be Capricorn, Tauruses, Virgos, Sagittarius, Leos, or Aries. Not all sign specific, but that's just kind of like the big dick energy I'm getting from the relationships. I feel like there's one person in particular that you really enjoyed being around, that really made you feel like you were able to step back into your power so easily. I feel like this person's energy complements yours really nicely. It's very playful. Perhaps it does kind of make you feel like a little bit bashful. Maybe you're always more of a masculine energy, and this person kind of steps into their own masculine power, which allows you to kind of be like, a little bit bashful. But yeah, it's very playful and very nicely paired. I feel like you spent a lot of time with this person, and you really enjoyed being around their presence, and you make them feel really good as well. I feel like if you do have a crush on someone, there could be someone, whenever you do come around or like bump into them, you do get really, like maybe you get really giddy, you make a fool of yourself, but this person finds that really attractive. We also have the Five of Pentacles, so I feel like this person, this King of Pentacles, is in this Five of Pentacles, the energy of maybe wanting to take you out and really, if you haven't kissed this person or have someone in mind, this person would also really like to kiss you. I do see that, I mean, music is a very big thing too. If maybe you told this person to listen to a song or listen to a playlist, I feel like this person's listening to it, but all they can think about during the playlist are like scenarios of like them being with you and the song playing in the background and what would unfold, you know, so like catch those lyrics but also just catch a vibe. So I feel like there's a lot of platonic stuff in here too, like a lot of people that you like to hang around with, but I feel like maybe you've kind of fallen silent, or maybe just like the communication just has slowed down a little bit, and that may or may not be a good thing. We also have the Knight of Pentacles, so we have literally 3 pentacles. There's a lot of earth signs, someone that you definitely spent a lot of time with, or definitely had just like a really strong connection with, or someone you could have been related to, or someone that felt so close that they felt like family. And maybe you guys always go out and do things together, not like go out on like a date, but like maybe you always go to concerts together, maybe you always go to shows together, maybe it's like your friend group, it's not just a particular person. I mean, because I know I always be laughing and giggly as fuck when I'm with my squad, okay? But they just really wish that they could be in your presence again and really make the memories to new songs with you for in the future. But I feel like you kind of come in and out of this person's or people's lives lately with the Knight of Pentacles, or maybe vice versa. Someone is just in and out and is kind of only starting to show up just to catch up on things and to see how you're doing. They do want to make sure though that you are doing good and that you're okay and you're taken care of. And this person wouldn't mind if you, whenever you stop in or stop by, like they don't take it personally when you leave. This person knows that you're out there and you're working on yourself and you're hustling, so like they don't take it too personally. This is a very practical energy that you're dealing with in your relationship. So it could be a really close family or friend member, or even just someone that you have your eye on that understands your individuality and your pace of how you move through relationships. And we also have the Six of Swords. So this is kind of where we're at right now. I feel like communication's kind of stopped. I feel like you are kind of going into a little bit of an isolation mode. I know air signs were definitely into the isolation right now. But I feel like you guys, I feel like you're on it on an energetic level, but you're still kind of putting yourself out there physically, whether that's due to work and stuff like that, or just energetically. But I feel like intuitively you're really withdrawn and really deep in thought. So with this Six of Swords, I feel like you guys aren't seeing each other as often. Perhaps the routine also changed. Maybe you were able to spend more time with this person during the beginning of April, but I feel like towards the end of April, maybe things will get a little bit busier, or you'll be a little bit more reserved. So just keeping that in mind throughout the month. And those people will gladly give you your space too. They don't mind. They understand. Okay, so there's a lot of other people too trying to get with you that have their eye on you. I feel like there's significantly like multiple people. I feel like there's one person in particular that like you kind of have at the top of your list, and there's kind of like a runner-up, someone who kind of tries to sweeten you up because maybe they know things aren't as successful between the two of you. And then I feel like there's other people that just like waste your time with the Six of Swords, people who just do not interest you at all. So I feel like you got a variety of options. Alright, moving on to the last final section is the spirituality section. And again, we have the Chariot starting out with that Capricorn energy. We saw it in the headspace with the Eight of Pentacles, which is kind of a very busy bee, a worker bee, or someone who... I feel like you could be using work as an escape as well, or you could be trying to do... I feel like if you are working, you probably wish that you weren't, so you would have more time to do things that you want to do, things that you want to do when you want to do them, instead of being on what may be more of like a stricter schedule. But in your spirituality section with the Chariot being the Cancer energy, we also have it right next to Temperance, which is another major arcana. Temperance actually represents Sagittarius, which is fire energy. The card is sign specific, like the Chariot is Cancer, but take or leave those signs, it's just those energies. I feel like going back to feeling these heavier energies, these global energies, kind of feeling the sense of loss. Like you feel it very powerful. It's a very like still eeriness to it, but it feels very powerful, and I feel like you're just really sitting in it and absorbing it and kind of analyzing it and understanding it on a soul level. And so with this Chariot card, I feel like you're helping with things passing, with cycles moving through the planet and through Earth. And you're feeling them on your own individual level, but you're also feeling them on a global level. So be really nurturing with this Cancer and with this water energy in your spirituality. So I feel like just be very gentle with yourself, okay? Because I feel like you're going through those cycles, and you could be feeling a lot of the Scorpio water energies if you're any other water sign, but you're going through that transformation. And then we also have the Temperance with it, which is the Fix-It angel, which a lot of people say, and I totally agree with that. And it's kind of more of a protective, angelic presence of stabilization. Wow. I can't think of the other word. I'm thinking of like stoichiometry, but also just equilibrium. So this is something that's bringing back into balance from that Chariot, from that cycle, from that movement that may have been a little bit uncomfortable. It could have been a little bit rough and a little bit scary, and that could be because you're feeling all this sadness and all this heavy energy, and it could feel different than just straight up sadness, because I feel like you're feeling the power behind it, that eeriness. And with that sense of loss, came this prosperity. The room, with the removal of negative energies, opens up more space for positive experiences. It says there's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So I feel like this Chariot card also could be the path the souls are taking to go to higher perspectives in order to send back down healing energies and healing messages to you with this Temperance card. So I feel like you're really susceptible to powerful intuitive and mental downloads right now. So really try to open yourself up to those, and they could really benefit you creatively in your expression and just the things that you're really good at doing already. Spirit's going to give you a boost if you really open up and tap into this intuitive healing energy that the world is giving to you through this cycle, because it's really trying to like bring itself back up, I feel like, and you're a part of that. So we also have here I believe this one is the Knight of Swords with this Queen of Wands. So I feel like people, I feel like you yourself go through the cycles as well, and I feel like you're really in tune with those. And I feel like at the beginning of the month, things could be a very... Oh my gosh, I just realized we skipped over the career. Things could be really good for you in the beginning and in that. So with this Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords, I feel like you're really good at going through with those creative processes. Like I said, you're really able to access downloads and tap into higher realms, and I feel like you're able to access them very fast and very efficiently and to use them to your benefit. And I feel like that's definitely going to be enhanced towards the end of the month for you. Moving into the career section really fast before the time is up, we do have the Ten of Pentacles with the Empress. Okay, so these are both one single woman being worshipped by many other. Whether you're feminine or not, I feel like you're getting a ton of recognition at work right now. And that could be people that actually have their eye on you romantically or almost just respectively. And a lot of people love your inquisition, and they love that you ask questions, or people always want to come to you for questions because you tend to know what you're doing and you have a very good grasp on it. People see you as very abundant in your jobs. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So you're really putting a lot of hard work into your job, and people could see that maybe you're in the public eye or even getting recognition for that, and people want to be a part of that as well. They want to help with you because they see that you took one pentacle and you made it into 10, and not even just 10, but you went all the way up to the Empress. You skipped past the Queen and the King of Pentacles. Like, you went straight to Venus herself, the ruler of money. And so we also have, with that Ace of Pentacles, we have the Judgment card. So I definitely feel like people are seeing you as a leader right now in your workspace and in your time of need. Maybe you are getting paid a little bit less, but I feel like you've already saved up and you're already secure in your finances, that you're able to not really worry about that while people may be in a time of need. So it allows you to actually step up fully into your power, because maybe materialism and finances aren't something that you hold on to very strongly. It's something that you're able to accumulate and manifest very easily, but that just comes from your intuitive stature, your inner knowing, and your development of power and patience and in yourself and in your own energy. So that allows you to manifest very easily and in the long run. So I feel like you've saved up over time and you played your cards right, because maybe you could have kids and a family, so you're very responsible. Alright, sorry that kind of cuts things up pretty quick. I am running out of time. So please let me know if this video resonated with you in the comments. I'm excited to see what everyone says. You can give the video a like, or you can subscribe to see more of my future videos. As I try to get to 1,000 subscribers, that's actually my first goal, so please help me do that. It would be amazing. I'd like to put polls up so you guys can actually vote to what video you want to see me do next. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.